Good afternoon viewers, Lofty Bike here. I've popped up to Damrolls. Service time, NT1100. 12,000 mile service. If you're interested, I'll do a bit of a vlog. I'll see you in a minute.
Good afternoon, YouTube viewers, fellow NT1100 owners. This is just a short vlog concerning the NT, just to fill you in how I've been going on, how it's been going on. I know when I did the catch up after about 6,000 miles, I mentioned about putting a bit of oil in, and a lot of people seemed very concerned. But to be fair, it does appear that you either have a user of oil or a non-user of oil, and there's no rhyme and reason in it. Some of these NTs, just like the Africa Twins, do tend to use a little bit of oil. I don't think it's a problem. You check your oil and your water and your tyre pressures and your chain. What's the problem? Anyway, so I'd got it up to about 12,000 miles, and I noticed that my second set of tyres was just about trashed. So I decided to put some tyres on. I put BT023s on because they were the cheapest. I ain't going to mess about or kid you around. I'm not really fussy about tyres. As long as they're brand new and they're round, they always feel nice to me. I ride all year round and I don't worry about it too much. But I did notice when I put the tyres on that the brake pads was showing extreme wear. So I thought I'll put some pads on. So I put a new EBC on the front and an EBC on the back. Bingo, everything was okay. As you know, I hadn't ridden the NT for a while because I'd been riding my R9T most of the summer. I decided to get the NT back out with the winter coming, and with my incoming trip, I'm off to Spain. I'll talk about that in a minute anyway. So I went for a ride up to Loo with Linny on the back, and I noticed this bit of a clunking, clanging, jangling, whatever you like. And I was out with Billy Hollins, said he'd come down to stay, and I said, there's something wrong with the bike, it just ain't right, it feels all lumpy and everything. He said, have you had a look at the chain? I said, well, it's only done 12,000 miles. I said, it's had a Scott oiler on from new. He said, it don't mean anything. He said, you've been riding down in all weathers in the winter, with salty air, whatever, blah, blah. Anyway, so I did a quick check on the tension, and the tension seemed okay. I looked at the sprocket at the back, and the sprocket was okay. And I did the old test where you try to pull the link off the sprocket. It didn't move much. I said, there ain't much movement or wear in it. Anyway, when I got home on the night, I watched a video about chain wear. It did say not only does it have excessive up and down or off the sprocket, check the side to side, the lateral movement if you like. It said push the chain and see how close it goes to the tyre. Anyway, I thought, okay. So the next morning I went downstairs and I put my finger on the chain like that, and I pressed it, and it went all the way across to the tyre easily. I didn't push it hard. And I said to Billy, I said, when I push the chain sideways, it does touch the tyre. He said, it's knackered. He said, that chain's shot. He said, you need a new chain and sprockets ASAP. So I set about it, didn't I? I ordered a set off Ollie at Motorcycle Essentials. I said, he said, what do you want? I said, I want a decent chain, a did chain. Is it JT sprockets, whatever it is? He posted them me down, they came. It didn't take long. Super duper, I thought. A lot of traffic about tonight. Looks like we're going to be doing some filtering. Unless it's traffic lights. I think I'll wait till I clear the traffic and I'll be back with you. Give me a minute. Okay viewers, I'm back. That was a bit of a divert. The road was closed. I had to filter for about 2 miles, so you didn't really want to watch that, did you? So anyway, as I was saying, new chain, put a new chain and sprockets on, hunky dory. And the thing is, by this time the bike's done 13,500 miles, and I've got an impending trip to Spain. I'm going over to Spain on the Plymouth Santander with Tony Webb, and I'm thinking, well, we're probably going to do 2.5, maybe, I don't know, or anything up to 3,000 miles while we're away. And I've got a service at 16,000 miles, the big one, the valves. So I rung Mark up at Damrells. I said, I'm up to 13.5 and I'm going to be away and I'm going to do 2,000 to 3,000 miles. What do you suggest? Have the service done before I go, or have the service done when I come back? He says, well, the warranty says every 12 months or every 8,000 miles. He said, you've got nothing to lose, you might as well have it done. So I booked it in for service, and that's why I'm picking it up today from Damrells. So 16,000 mile service, it's a valve check, it's a full service, it's the big one, the proper one. So I dropped it in on Wednesday evening, and Connor, the service manager, says, I've got a PCX. I said, a PCX 125? He said, yeah. I said, oh dear, it's a long way back to Carbis Bay on a PCX 125. Simon was there. I said, Simon, have you got any proper bikes I can borrow? He said, yeah, have the DE, the Suzuki V-Strom 1050 DE. He says, we ain't had a lot of people interested the last couple of days. He said, you might as well take that and come back tomorrow. So I went home on the big Suzuki, big tall Suzuki, cracking bike, very comfortable, lovely bike, can't fault it. The only problem was when I rang up yesterday, is the bike ready? No, we've overrun. I thought, oh, bloody hell. I'm thinking it's getting a bit close to the weekend. I'm going away on Sunday. I want my bike back before Saturday because there's no workshop open if they need any bits anyway. So, just cut a long story short, it was done, fixed today. So they had the bike the best part of 2.5 days. I think they're very busy and they've had a lot of work on. So I went and picked it up. So here we are at 5:30, 20 to 6. Traffic is horrendous in and around Cornwall because everybody's trying to get home. I've just paid the bill, the thick end of 600 quid, but I have got my 12,000 mile ticket, 2 new tyres, new brake shoes, a new chain and sprockets. Hey ho, bingo! How good's that? So we're all set to go to Santander on Sunday morning on the old NT. I've got to say, it does feel a little smoother, and I definitely think the engine's a little quieter, although I kept on top of the oil because, like I said before, this one does use bits and pieces of oil, so I have kept on top of the oil, but I do think it's a bit quieter anyway. So I'm off to Santander with Tone. We're going up into the Picos and then down through Salamanca and Nobby Dodge down to Seville. I've checked the weather forecast, and the weather forecast says it's 22 in Santander and 32 in Seville, so it's looking good. The only problem is Sunday's looking wet down here, so we might have a moist trip to the ferry, and then we'll have some nice weather hopefully over there. So there you have it, the NT. Everything's good, everything's fine, no problems as such. I'm really pleased with it, to be honest. I love this bike to bits. It's not the best looker, but it's a good bike and it rides well, and I've had no trouble with it, touch wood, so far. So if you've enjoyed this video or any of the other videos, click on the like, press the subscribe, ring that bell, ask me a question. I'm only too pleased to answer your questions. The only thing is, as my subscribe level gets higher and higher, I get more and more questions, so sometimes, don't worry if I don't answer it straight away, I'll get round to it and I will answer. I always enjoy answering the questions, and I get some good questions, to be fair, so it's always worthwhile. Looks like we've caught up some slow traffic again. 20 mile an hour in a 40. Lovely, in it. It's Friday afternoon. Anyway, this is the Lofty Biker saying ta-da for now. Ta-da.